This is my video number 189. In this video, I want to talk on very important topic. The topic is destruction of social fabric. With respect to the society and the humanity as a whole, the topic is very important. The discussion is very important. Destruction of social fabric is very evident in these days. We are witnessing several examples, several instances, several occasions, several situations where we come across the destruction of social fabric. What is social fabric? The very structure of the society wherein the human beings live, the societal members live together as a community is known as social societal fabric or social fabric. Now, all the members of the society will have certain rules and regulations and obligations and duties to see that the community is built on the principles of harmony and justice. After all, every human being very much interested in securing peace and welfare of the fellow human beings, because without peace humans cannot survive, and without progress and economic progress and social system and also political and government system, the community and the nation as a whole cannot run perfectly. So to achieve perfection in governance and social well-being, we have to have certain strict rules in abeyance, and for which the governance will be based on, and all the principles of this system of governance will help the community members to live their life very peacefully, lead their life very judicially and very comfortably and also very peacefully. So we have some illusions that somebody is destroying the present social fabric. In fact, it is not so. It's not one person or some person or somebody is destroying the social fabric. It's an illusion. The fact is, we're all responsible. We're all, as community members of the society, responsible for the drastic change that is occurring in the social fabric existing, which is there in existence for centuries. Why there is change, drastic change in the social fabric, social system, social situation? The very important primordial factors which govern the social fabric, the strength of the social fabric, are many, out of which I quoted few for our discussion. The first one is migration. As all of you know, dear viewers, nowadays we know many scholars, well educated, graduates, postgraduates, doctors, they are migrating to other nations, other countries. Not exactly mean we should say that they are developed countries. We are also developed, but they are also developed. But the thing is, the people who are educated, they they wish to stay in a different country, in a different nation, for many comforts, more comforts. Say, in their view, their destination will provide them more comforts. I mean, it is more convenient for congenial. It will provide more congenial situation, atmosphere for their living good. That means for their good life, they think that the destination they are reaching will give them a lot more than the place where they are now currently living. So that's the reason why they have made up their mind. They make up their mind very often after their graduation or post graduation or doctoral degree, migrate to other countries where they feel they live better, they get more comfort. It's more it provides more congenial atmosphere for their social good, for their personal life, for to lead a healthy, harmonious, peaceful life. In their view, it is their destination. The such migration is taking place very drastically in these days after the development of education and technology, science, engineering, and health sciences, because the people are searching for a new destination. And this is one of the reasons why the social system is a little bit disturbed. As such, the social fabric is little bit disturbed and changed. Another reason can be wars. As all of you know, nowadays, in fact, for the last several decades, there have been aggressions between nations. One nation, one country is means resorting to aggression over the other nation with regard to the dispute, the border disputes, the financial disputes, or some reason or the other, they are waging wars against one another. That means the wars have become today's trend in the developed countries and semi-developed countries, underdeveloped countries also, sometimes for waging wars for simple reasons of some disturbance, some fight, some conflict, maybe with regard to the border, or with regard to the water, or with regard to some kind of industry or fuel or energy, whatever it is, or some religious conflict may lead to war between two nations. Anyhow, somehow, for big nations are waging wars against the fellow nations, and small nations also sometimes they are confronting with other nations in the form of wars. So this type of war will end up with a drastic change, destruction of the property, destruction of the economy of the countries involved in these wars. So it's very much witnessed in these days. Wars have continuously taking place occurring between nations in several parts of the globe. So which is nothing but a destruction of the economy, property, the life of the people as such, as a whole. The life of the people there living in these two nations are subjected to many difficulties and horrific situations. They are suffering with hunger and shelter, etc. And even for health, to safeguard their health, it's very difficult for them to go to a doctor or a hospital. They are not getting medicines, even food they are not getting, water scarcity is there, they are not getting water to drink. So very horrific situation, even shelter they are losing in the wars. And this sort of trend should go. War should not be there, and it is the responsibility of the nations and countries all over the world to sit together and discuss why there should be a war at all. The another factor can be immigration. Immigration, the policies are being changed every time. Immigrants. So people want to settle in other countries which somehow they like to live for the reasons of good life or good education or good health or good atmosphere, maybe good climate. So for all these reasons, for economic or health reasons and personal reasons whatsoever, they are just want to settle in other countries for which they need visa, grants, and also immigration permits. So by this this immigration process, the people are leaving other countries, and some even uneducated people also, the skilled and unskilled labor also, they are just migrating to other nations. That's how, and at the cost of the life of their family members, they are staying away from their family members just to earn some meager amounts, some amounts for their life and their family members. So this leads to a very very I think isolated life in a far off country where they don't have family members. Simply they earn money and send such a part of their money earnings to their family members, and for decades, say 5 to 10 years, they stay back from their away from their family members. Of course, this will lead to a kind of mental depression and isolated life. And of course, after 10 years or 15 years, with some earnings, if they come to their join their family members, then already they have lost part of their life, very very youthful life. So that means immigration process also is disturbing the families. Immigration process also disturbing the not only families, the social fabric as such, because the system undergoes a lot of change. The structure of the social fabric undergoes a drastic change by because some people in the family will move to other nations, settle there. They don't come because they are moving to earn money. They immigrate. They become immigrants. It takes a lot of time for them to make up their mind to come back, and by that time they lose some life and association with their family members. So this is a result of immigration. Family is disturbed, society is disturbed, social fabric is disturbed. There can be another important factor which we should ponder over, that is genocide. Genocide is a very big term. Nowadays we are able to hear now and then in here and there in the world, in the globe, that genocide term is pampering. That is, it has very very rippling effect in the social fabric, because it disturbs a lot the social fabric, because genocide means killing other people, the people belong to other race, other religion. Maybe genocide means particular community, the people of particular community resorting to kill the people of particular other community. That means one class of people kill, eliminate the other class of people in the society. That's how part of the society is disturbed, murdered. That means the part of the society is eliminated, part of the community is eliminated in the nation. So that's how a huge vacuum is formed, which cannot be filled with any kind of system. So genocide is a very big and horrific term to listen and to witness, because genocide is being heard, being practiced in some parts of the world based on conflict, religious conflict, based on ethnicity differences. That means people of one ethnic group will try to eliminate the people of other ethnic group completely. That's how a big vacuum in the community, in the society, social fabric is formed, which can never be filled up. That's how genocide can be a religious conflict, may result in the killing of elimination of one particular community, one particular group of people, one particular ethnic group, and one people belong to one race, or maybe some ethnic problem, maybe, or I can say not only religious but communal, not only communal, caste problem. Sometimes it can be racial problem, ethnicity problem. Sometimes nationhood, when people belong to other nation or other countries, they come and settle in a different country, and they develop, their local people develop hate, and they resort to crime against the people who have come. So this is genocide. eliminating one particular community, one particular race, one particular ethnic group from the community, disturbing, creating big vacuum in the social fabric. And hazardous environment also is another factor. Hazardous environment. Suddenly what happens is the environment changes. There is a lot of change in the community. And the environment changes so much so that people cannot live in that particular locality, leading to loss of life, and they become their fear picked mind. They will be almost with fear. They cannot survive there. They just they just they want to leave that place, because there is a environment becomes very hazardous, very polluted, very poisonous atmosphere. And sometimes some people in their community will succumb to, will die due to this hazardous poisonous environment, maybe due to industrial pollution, maybe some reason, maybe some climate or climate change. So people are forced, compelled to leave that environment. Very hazardous environment is created suddenly. Maybe sand storms may be witnessed, may be there, and which people cannot bear, and even heavy floods continuously for a period of long period of time. People cannot survive there. They cannot. They become homeless, and they lose everything, and they are compelled. They will be forced to vacate that land, and they will settle some other place. This will also create a big vacuum in the society, social fabric, and the society will lose a part of the community. And the last but not least, I can say, floods, earthquakes, tsunamis. These are very big cyclones, also very big, important and hazardous issues that the human beings are witnessing nowadays, and which are resulting in the, I think, elimination of the races, elimination of the humanity from that particular region. Say some countries, they always suffer due to earthquakes. Live, always earthquakes will be, I think, very hazardous, very high, very dreadful earthquakes they witness. They will come across, by which they lose everything. Not only that, the floods also, heavy floods. When some countries witness heavy floods for over a long period of time, displacing the people there living there in that land. So they are forced to leave that land, leaving the community side. So tsunamis also will just evacuate the people, community people living in particular region, maybe coastal region or some parts of the countries. That's how these tsunamis, earthquakes, floods, heavy floods will displace, and the people, the community, part of the community is displaced by these heavy floods, earthquakes, tsunamis, resulting in the drastic change in the very social situation, resulting in the social change in the social fabric. That's how the social fabric is destroyed by many factors which are not mentioned here. Only some factors responsible for the destruction of social fabric I could mention. So dear viewers, if you like my video, kindly share, subscribe and comment. Thank you very much, dear viewers.